Hi, I'm Jacob Hornberger, President of the Future of Freedom Foundation, and this is my monthly report to the members of the FFF Freedom Club for June 2016. Great to be back with y'all. We just got back from Pork Fest, which is the annual conference put on by the Free Staters up in New Hampshire. And we had a great time interacting with people down there. We put on a panel. Scott McPherson, who's the author of that great book on gun rights that we've published called Liberty and Security, The Right to Keep and Bear Arms, he and I did a panel on the tyranny of gun control and how free staters can advance liberty with respect to gun rights. And it went great. It went just absolutely fantastic. We had a great audience. The panel went great. They're going to be posting it on YouTube soon, and we'll let y'all know in FFF Daily when it comes out. I think you'll enjoy it. It was about a half hour of presentations and then a half hour of discussion, and it just went great. The whole time we were there just went great. And of course, this is sort of like preaching to the choir, but that's important. This is the cadre, the point of the spear, if you will, of the libertarian movement. And it's people that are passionate about liberty. They want to learn more. And it's important that we go and fortify these ideas with people that are on our same wavelength. In a couple of weeks, we'll be going to Freedom Fest out in Las Vegas. If y'all are attending there, be sure to look us up. Bart Frazier and I will be manning the booth there. We're putting on two great programs. One on the case for open immigration, which should stir a little bit of controversy there at Freedom Fest, and the separating money in the state. And we're going to have three panelists on each. It'll be Richard Ebeling, former president of the Foundation for Economic Education, former Ludwig von Mises Professor of Economics at Hillsdale, former vice president here at FFF, and who now teaches at the Citadel, and Jeffrey Tucker, who's a digital director at the Foundation for Economic Education, and I will be, all three of us will be on both panels. I think you'll really enjoy those, and it'd be nice to see y'all there. This year is a special year because obviously it's a presidential candidacy year, and that's what we've been orienting toward in my video tidbit every morning. It focuses exclusively on the race, but mostly it's on Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump. But as you know, a few weeks ago, the Libertarian Party entered the fray with a very interesting ticket. Former New Mexico Governor Gary Johnson is the nominee for the presidential slot, and then he got former Massachusetts Governor William Weld to be his running mate. And since then, they have garnered more publicity than any LP candidate that I've ever seen, as long as I've been in the libertarian movement. And I think it's only going to get, that publicity is only going to grow as the months go on. There is so much antipathy, as everybody knows, against Clinton and Trump that naturally people are looking for alternatives. And one poll already had Johnson at like 12%. If he gets up to 15%, he gets in the national debates. And I know there's some controversy as to whether those two candidates are, putting out a pure message on liberty and libertarianism, but that's really besides the point with respect to those of us that are out here in the non-political side, the ideological side. Our job is to present this pure, no-compromise case for libertarianism. And the thing about a political race like Johnson and Weld are running is that it will inevitably garner the publicity that gets people to start reflecting on libertarianism, asking themselves, what is this philosophy? What's it all about? And then that's where the internet comes in. And that's where people start exploring, well, what is this movement all about? What does it stand for? And that's where we come in, that we can explain to people the moral framework, the moral foundations, the philosophical foundations for dismantling the whole welfare warfare state and restoring a free market, limited government philosophy to our land. So this is a big opportunity. It's an exciting opportunity. And I know that some people feel like, oh, liberty's a lost cause and the government's too big and the statists are too many, and I'm not among them. I know that things can shift on a dime. I mean, look at this Brexit vote. That was the last thing they expected when they first called for that vote, that public opinion can shift very rapidly and very suddenly. And this is a big movement, this libertarian movement. It's an exciting movement. I mean, look at all the people that Ron Paul brought in as a result of his political race. I think we can do that again with this candidacy of Johnson and Weld. I think the movement can really expand in terms of attracting people to what we stand for. And so I'm sending you out a fundraising letter. You may have already gotten it by now. We want to do some special video projects directly oriented toward what we think is going to be an increased interest in libertarianism over the next several months. We want to start with the drug war. The drug war is teetering. I have never seen so many articles and op-eds, editorials calling for ending it. And you got states that are now legalizing marijuana contrary to the wishes of the federal government. There are no arguments left, genuine arguments, in favor of keeping this war. And this is the time to hit harder than ever, to just keep pushing where they're really vulnerable. And this is where they're vulnerable. If we can knock out the drug war, and then all of a sudden people see, look at all the violence is gone, the drug gangs, the gangs violence, the drug lords, and all that disappears, then all of a sudden people start thinking, hey, these libertarians have a point. Let's see what else they were offering here on other aspects of the welfare warfare state. So that's the first video project we want to do, and I explain it in my fundraising letter to you. We want to pull together some of the greatest speakers and proponents of drug legalization, of ending the war on drugs, and getting their perspectives in a sort of a video course that people can come to and say, okay, what's the shorthand reason? Give us the reason as to why this war should be ended now. And so we'd really appreciate your support with it. We depend on your support for these special projects. And you've helped us in the past. I mean, you helped us with our ebook project about a year ago, and it has just taken off like gangbusters. We have sold many, many thousands of copies of our ebooks because you gave us the resources to get it going, get it started, and really keep it going. So now we're asking you to do that again to help us with this special project, this video series. We're going to start with the drug war, but then we want to go into foreign policy. And we think it can have a big impact. And these are opportunities that we need to seize because you just never know what can happen through the power of ideas. That's what shifts society. It's really not political activity as such. It's really the ideas behind politics, the ideological arena, that shifts societies toward freedom. That's my report for this month, and hope to see you all at Freedom Fest, but if not, I'll see you next month here in my FFF Freedom Club report.